Uncanny X-Men number 4 takes place at the same time as All New X-Men number 10. Scott Summers has arrived at the Jean Grey School with the intent of recruiting students to his mutant revolution. Instead of rehashing All New X-Men, this issue shows the simultaneous telepathic interaction that Emma Frost has with the Stepford Cuckoos. They immediately show the anger they feel towards Emma after the events of AVX. As the rest of the X-Men continue to argue, the telepaths discuss their fractured relationship. Things really start to get out of hand when the Cuckoos realize that Emma has lost her telepathy. They use the opportunity to psychically humiliate her. The Cuckoos eventually soften when they see the hardship Emma herself went through during AVX, when Scott forcibly took her portion of the Phoenix Force. As Emma begins to convince them to join her and Scott, the telepaths discuss the original 5 X-Men. The Cuckoos are quick to point out that the legend of Jean Grey seems to be greatly over-exaggerated. When all is said and done, the Cuckoos join Scott's side along with the young Warren Worthington. We also get to see the other newly emerged mutants in this issue. Left to man the fort alone, the group explores the Weapons X facility and chooses their dorm rooms. While exploring, the group accidentally activates the Danger Room. They are ill-prepared and Scott and the others return to find them failing spectacularly. Even after they shut off the simulation, things don't settle down. Magic is engulfed in flame and seems to lose control of her powers. Ileana's powers may have been altered by the Phoenix Force, just like the other Phoenix hosts. What does all of this mean for the future?
So we were obviously wrong about Jean being the one to leave from our All New X-Men number 10 review.
Maybe it's just too obvious.
I guess so. But I do wonder if Warren is the one to leave and Jean sort of has this mind control thing going. Maybe she is going to be using Warren. Or is that expecting too much out of Jean?
I hope she's not mind controlling him. I think it would be kind of cool if he truly wants to stop Scott Summers, but also voluntarily left.
I think he might be leaving just to sort of stick it in the face of all these other guys who are saying, like, no, you have to stay here with us. He was like, fine, if I have to stay with you. Screw you guys, I'm going over here.
It'll definitely make All New X-Men a lot more interesting.
So this issue obviously shows us the different side of the conversation that happened in All New X-Men number 10. And I thought it did a very good job of that because it's hard to show the same conversation and make it interesting. But they did a good job by focusing more on Emma and the Cuckoos, which they have their own conversation, I guess, within the minds of these people.
I thought that was a great interaction because it kind of, addressed their past, but then also their future. Emma Frost has basically been like a mother to them. She's trained them, and she sort of abandoned them during AVX. Mm-hmm. So you can understand how they'd be frustrated by that. But they addressed that immediately, and they kind of moved past it seems like.
And, the New Xavier School does need a functioning telepath.
Always gotta have a telepath. That's the one thing AVX taught us.
I thought how that conversation was presented was really good. Like, the art and layouts for that conversation itself was just amazing because you have the scene where Emma's just in a blank page, essentially, because it's just white around her. And I thought that was great. And they use a lot of diagonals to keep the conversation interesting. And then the page where it's just the lines with her as the color, I thought that was also great too.
The dialogue was really good too. I really liked it kind of when the Cuckoos were actually, poking fun at some of their classmates, saying like, Jean Grey isn't all she was cracked up to be, overrated.
It's interesting that Emma basically says, hey, don't mess with her.
But why do you think that is? Why do you think she said don't mess with Jean? Jean's the one she should hate because...
I think she's trying to be a better person, not because she really cares for Jean, but if she were to mess with Jean now, it would just sink her reputation so much. It would be seen as so petty, and I think that would
only hinder her relationship with Scott.
Yeah, or anyone really. Everyone loves Jean, so you can't touch her.
Speaking of Emma Frost and her powers, another developing storyline in this issue was Magic and her, powers on the fritz, it appears like.
I'm excited what the next storyline's going to be because Magic, I think, so far has been my favorite character in this Uncanny X-Men. And it's really going to be cool to see how her powers are on the fritz because you see a lot of demons and things pop up.
Yeah, because her powers are very tethered to kind of the magical realm. She can go into limbo and stuff like that. So there might be wider implications than maybe for the rest of the X-Men who lost their powers.
Since a bigger magical element is going to be introduced into the series, it is possible that maybe magic could be one of the solutions to their power problems to begin with.
I'm not necessarily sure that magic is going to be the way which they all get their powers back to normal, because that's not really a very X-Men thing.
No, it's not. But then again, you do have an X-Men that is connected to the magical world.
True.
And, uses teleportation through limbo.
I'm actually not sure whether or not they will eventually get their powers back. Maybe they'll always just be a little off. What do you think?
I think that'll be nice because it means that an event has a lasting effect. Most of the times when you have big events, maybe a year down the line, whatever happened, it just gets rewritten. And if their powers stay on the fritz for a very long period of time, I think I actually like that because you remember what happened then.
We also get to see a little bit of the other Xavier School students in this issue: Christopher, Fabio, Eva, and Benjamin. What do you think of them?
It reminded me a lot of the beginning of Wolverine and the X-Men, where you'd have a lot of these new student moments where they're just doing like the new student thing, finding rooms, new classes and everything, and then you'd have it interspersed with some serious moments. Back in Wolverine and the X-Men, it was all about Schism, but now it's more about what's going on now with Mutant Revolution, but it still reminded me a lot of it.
I think the way Bendis set up these characters is, they're pretty powerful. Eva especially can alter time and reality, and we kind of see her as like an Omega level mutant, but this issue showed a little bit more of her immaturity.
They're all inexperienced. When they accidentally turn on the Danger Room, they just get owned. I don't even know what gold balls can really do. He just sort of seems to panic and balls just go everywhere. What are the powers of those balls? Just to be annoying?
I'm sure Bendis will expand on that. Maybe he'll be the strongest of all of them.
Yeah, it'll be like maybe he can like change the density of the balls, increase them in size, crush like entire.
That, or maybe he'll just end up being like the new Toad, kind of just.
Just a sad sack.
Yeah. So it's a grade for Uncanny X-Men number 4. What would you give it?
I'm gonna give this issue a 4.5 out of 5. I absolutely love the art. I loved how Bendis made the conversation interesting again, even though we saw it in ANX number 10. And I love how it really feels like the beginning of Wolverine and the X-Men, and I love that comic, and I'm loving this too.
I'm going to give this issue a 4 out of 5. I'm really looking forward to the fallout of Warren leaving to go with the old Scott. And I also really liked how this issue focused a lot on the new students and kind of the new characters Bendis has created.
Thanks for watching B3 Comics' review of Uncanny X-Men number 4. Before we go, we have a question for you.
What do you think the X-Men will have to do to get their powers back? Is it even possible?
Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like always, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. And please, tell your friends.